Go back.
Morning everybody, it's a caramel morning. It's Monday, I love Mondays, busy week ahead. Off to London on Wednesday, got lots of filming for Golf Online today. All around the normal home commitments. So Friday's question caused quite a stir, didn't it? Are golf magazines done? And I think there was a good argument for both sides, personally. I mean, the predominant thing is no one's really reading them anymore. It's the lack of interaction, isn't it? And the poor journalism that we see so often. I mean, you'll be shocked at some of the things I've seen at what are loosely called media days, otherwise known as kind of tups for the boys. But there'll always be a place for journalism. I just think the crop that we don't enjoy now, hence no one really reads or takes part or kind of wants anything to do with it, kind of have had their day as they struggle to deal with the video world, don't they? It's so funny watching writers try and do videos. I actually find it embarrassing for them, to be honest. Today's question, I might have done this one before, but I'm going to do it again because I think it's a good one and I get asked it a lot. What is the best grip? So interlocking, so that finger, let me just stop my milk. So interlocking, overlapping, or 10-finger baseball grip. What's the best grip to use in your golf swing? Hit that comment section up below, let's hear you. Hit that subscribe button way down there and thumbs up the video. More swings coming at you today. Gonna talk a little bit about power moves, maybe creating a bit more speed, because the swing looks very good and quite functional, to be honest. So today's swing, lots of really good movements in here, to be honest. It looks relatively efficient. Path and faces have certain levels of control. I can't imagine you miss target that much. The biggest issue I would like to try and think about is your impact. Quite flat-footed, haven't really opened up your body to the target much. This can result in some fluffy strikes. Interaction with the ground sometimes can be a little heavy, duffs, those kind of things. Maybe leaving a bit of power out on the table as well, so you can increase in those ideas. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to try and move this impact position to become a little bit more dynamic, to see if it can improve maybe with power and strike. To do that, we might talk a little bit about the way you will use your right arm on the backswing, the rotation you put in your trail shoulder, in your right arm shoulder, so how much rotation you put into this shoulder, those kind of ideas, to see if we can make that impact a fraction more dynamic. Right, first thing I want you to try, we need to be very clear, this is an experiment. You are going to probably hit a lot of decent shots already, so you need to try this, and it might not work, or it might. So it does work, it's just it might not work for you. So I'm going to hold down on the shaft, it's on the metal part, not the grip. And I'm starting with the club touching my left side. And the reason that's there is I want it to return there. But I'm going to make a backswing where I feel like the grip end is pointing more off to the left as I look this way. So what you would feel is laid off at the top is the term people use to describe that. So you get quite connected on your backswing and then just drop your arms in. I want you to get more rotation in this right shoulder, and to do that you're going to feel like you're laying the club more off, so pointing the handle back and into the left. Now to start the downswing, this is the really hard bit to coordinate, but if you can do it, it will dramatically change the way you strike the ball. So once you've got the handle pointing off to the left, I want you to feel like you pull the handle this way, so the whole club comes down at this angle, but you're going to do it not by pulling your arms, but by sinking down into the ground, so your knees go down. I feel almost like I load a little bit more on my left side as I do it. And then I'm going to go down, and then to get this grip back to my left side, I'm going to feel like I come up. So I'm spinning the club out to the ball, but I'm adding a sinking into the ground to then a slight feeling of a jump into that downswing. Now if you can do that at speed, you're going to see very different shots, different speeds of that club head, possibly different feels, interaction with the ground, very different connections off the face. So you would do the drill a couple of times, and then you would try and feel that in a full swing, so this kind of drop and standing up. Some of the biggest hitters in the world at impact are taking off. They're unweighting themselves from the ground. If you can push down to then jump, you will transform the way you hit the ball, and your delivery will become very dynamic. this is hard to coordinate. Right, I've escaped the office. I'm going to get some lunch because I really fancy some soup. Let's answer your questions.
Morning, Brad. Quick question for you. When trying to shot shape, should we look to alter our path as well as our face to path, or will just the face to path relationship be enough? Any recommendations would be great. Is it just a feeling thing, or should we be looking to do the correct way? Anyhow, would be great. Cheers, Brad. Keep up with the good work. Loving the vlogs. Cheers, Brad.
Right, so I move the path and set the face close to the path. So I don't feel like I'm rotating the face. I feel like I change my grip, my stance, and where my path will go, and then the face will then spin around my body in a way where it feels like it's going to deliver close to that path. I mean, you got to find a way that works for you, but that's the way I get all my students to do it. So say you're going to draw it, they're going to show more knuckles, they're going to point the face right, they're going to aim their feet further right, and then I'm going to get them to swing, you know, crazily along the line they've set with their bodies and more to the right. So they're going to move the path way right of wherever they can get their face pointing. And then the only thing I'll get them to think about after that is strike, because strike can seriously affect those angles. So certainly with things like a drive or a heel strike might not do even what the angles have set up. And at the end of the day, you just got to do what works for you. It's very experimental based, this. So I know how much I need to extreme it, so certain feelings to get certain amount of curvatures, and that's what you got to work on the range and do, because often you're outside of people's comfort zone when you're trying to move the ball this way. Butternut squash for Mrs. Crossfield. I've gone for spicy lentil soup. That was a brisk little ride on the BMX. The bread I bought is still warm. That's really lovely. Right, next drill that I do with students, which is a little less aggressive, so simpler to do. Doesn't quite have the dramatic effects, but certainly can get the lower body more active. Bit of the old Greg Norman slide. So right foot, slide and step on the downswing. So feel it sliding towards left foot. It very much changes the order. It identifies the movement of getting those hips turning and moving that pressure onto that left side. The trick is to try and get the left foot sliding before you start pulling your hands down, or at the same time. So you could film yourself with this one. You don't want to be doing what you're doing, which is delivering the club and then sliding. You want to be starting the slide almost before the club gets down kind of waist height. This has a massive effect with students. It certainly changes them. The other drill I think is more aggressive, and if you can get that into your mind, it'll completely transform you. This will just activate your lower half a little bit more, and I think it'll help you with your strikes. Right, Monday night, it's pouring with rain. Boys out there getting soaked playing football. He must be mental. It's not only pouring rain, it's freezing cold as well. See you all tomorrow. More swing ideas, drills, those kind of things. Question of the day, obviously. If you want to send your swing in, lots of people are asking, you can post it anywhere. Post it on Instagram as a message, post it on Facebook as a message, post it on my feed on Facebook, post it on my feed on Twitter. You can send me a message on Facebook. You can send me a message on Instagram. Just post it, and video questions as well, same thing. Post them anywhere, I pick them all up and I choose one, I email them, then they email me the swing with some ideas of their bad shots. It might have stopped raining. No, it's still raining.